something that affects every team, and obviously it has affected HFX this year. That's injuries, and it affected you guys terribly last year. It's the wild card in any season, and you can't plan for it. But you can plan for it in many ways, I guess, because depth comes into play. Just your thoughts on the HFX situation and what you went through last year, and how important depth is to a team through a season.
Yeah, it's extremely important, and it's unfortunate for Halifax to lose Morelli. I mean, he's a top player in our league, so it's unfortunate for any player in our league to pick up an injury that's going to take them out for the season. So I feel for them and for him, and I wish him a speedy recovery. But yeah, it is part of the game, and unfortunately, it can happen. It does happen, and then it's how teams respond and how teams move forward. And you do need to rely on your depth and your squad, and for players to step up, as we had last season many times throughout the year. And we kind of created that next man up mentality, and it became something that we spoke about a lot. So but I wish Morelli a speedy recovery with his injury.
Yeah, one more if I could. You made an interesting point, and I just wanted you to elaborate on it earlier. People looked at all your losses this season from laterally to Forge, and then up to Toronto FC, which is the latter being a good thing, right, and the other being questioned in some ways, even by some people on your team. But the injuries and the guys coming back, you mentioned that it seemed like these are 3 new signings for you in many ways, and that's a pretty interesting way to look at it.
Yes. Well, you see TMG, his leadership and his voice, and you could see it when he came into the semifinal and final at the end of the season last year, what he brought to our team, what he brings to our group, right? And same with Matthew Baldissimo. He's essential in the middle of the field, and how we want to play, how we want to defend, how we want to attack. With his qualities, he's got such good quality on the ball, and his and then offensively, he's had a great start for us. And then Marco Bustos also, right? He missed a lot of our season. So between those 3 players and having them back in the group and in the squad, and you've seen the impact that I think all 3 of them have had in the first 2 games of the season.
Thanks, James.
Thank you.
Thanks, Cleve. Over to you, Alexander. Go ahead.
Hey, James. I hope you're doing well. First one for me, just kind of wanted to talk about your attack. Obviously, you've scored a fair amount of goals, start the season, you lead the league, yet at the same time, it feels like you've left some on the table. So what do you like so far about your attack, and what do you want to see from them to kind of make sure you don't leave any goals on the table, as well as that feels to say?
No, I think creating chances is the important part, and that's what we want to do with the quality of central midfielders that we have and players that we can play in those front 3 positions. They're creating chances, which is important, and it's something that we've been working on and speaking about. They're using their qualities, they're finding chemistry and their ability to be mobile and interchange, and that's something that want and that we want as a team, and give them freedom, especially in the final third. And I think you've seen some really good moments, and then also you're seeing moments where we do need to be more clinical, a little bit more ruthless when we get into those final acts, and take our chances, because we obviously had, I think, 20 shots, and we scored 3. I thought we could have had 4 or 5 if we're more clinical in those areas when we do get those good chances, right? But most importantly is we're creating them.
Awesome. And then kind of a follow-up for me. Another game at home to start the season, 3 in a row. You so far got 6 from the 9. Last year, your home record was a key part in getting you to the playoffs as a higher seed. How important is continuing to make Starlight Stadium a fortress for you guys?
Yeah, it's very important. It's something that we speak about as a group and as a team, and we want to make this place a very difficult place to come for teams to play us, right? And a difficult atmosphere, and our fans help with that. We have a great fan base here always growing. And we want to continue to work for them, play for them, and put on good performances here at home and make it a very, very difficult place for teams to come.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alex. A next question for James.
Thanks, Tricia. Hey, James. I just wanted to get your thoughts sort of on Halifax so far this season. What have you seen from them? What are you expecting from them this weekend?
I expect a good match. I think that they've had two good performances. You know, it's gone either way for them. You know, maybe a bit unfortunate, but I think that they've had two good games that they'll feel that they can continue to build from. So, you know, we're preparing for a very good match. They're organized defensively. They're attacking well, so they've been quite good in possession. So we expect a good match, and we prepared for that. And it's definitely not something that we're taking lightly by any means. You know, we know how Stephen Hart. I know how Stephen Hart prepares his teams as well. So I think it's going to be another good game.
Kunle Dadaluke has really stepped into that fullback role and made the starting job his own. What have you seen from him this year, and what do you sort of want to see from him going forward?
He's had a great start, but he has big potential. He has a high ceiling. He's extremely dynamic. He's got great speed. He's learning positionally, you know, when to attack, when he needs to conserve his energy, when he needs to defend, where he needs to be. He's still learning the position, and it's going to come with games. But just in terms of his mentality and his attitude and his approach to the season and how he took on the off season and the goals that he set for this season and conversations that him and I have had, he's somebody that I'm excited and enjoying working with. And you can see he's taken things in stride, and he's working, and he's got a great start. And you know, I hope it continues.
Excellent. Thank you. Good luck this week.
Thank you.
Thanks, James. Over to you, Matthias. Go ahead.
Thank you, Trish. Hi, Coach. How are you today?
Good, Matthias. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Let me ask you this. You have been training Pacific as a head coach for a couple of months, right?
Yes.
Well, are you working to develop your own style for the team, or you think the club has its own philosophy, and well, you have to respect that? I mean, tactically, right?
Yep. I feel, Matthias, that you know, and I've been lucky to be very close with the head coaches that have been here in the past, and the philosophy that we've tried to implement into the club and the way that we've wanted to play. And I feel very aligned with the way that we've tried to develop our style and our system. There's some things that I see slightly differently, and that I'm having great conversations, and we're putting those ideas in place with the group and with the team, and things that we can add. But I do feel that this is the way that I want to play, and we're still working. You know, it's a process. We've got a long ways to go, but I think in the, you know, just the two matches, we've seen progress, and we've had great conversations, things that we're going to work off of each game and build off of each game. So I think we're going in a good direction, but we all know that we've got a lot of work to do. It's still very early in the season.
Thank you, Coach, for the answer.
Thank you.
Thanks, Matthias. And last question to you, Gabriel. Go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good morning. Coach, what do you think about now the performance of Alejandro Güero Diaz? Now he's scoring in every single day, and the last season he scores more than 10 goals. I talked with him, and he said, I need to come to a league, a CPL, just to get confidence and score goals. Do you believe now this moment for him, it's a result that some players needs, some players who comes for another leagues as Liga MX needs to come another leagues, CPL, just to get confidence and show their potential in their performance?
Yeah, I think in Diaz's case, he needed a change. He needed a change in his environment. He's got so much quality, and we see it every day in training. But then it's another thing to get that confidence in goal scoring and taking chances as a striker in the matches. So, you know, we know Diaz has the quality. I'm happy for the start that he's had, but it doesn't surprise me in just working with him every day. And I think the other thing for Diaz is the consistency of starting every match and preparing to start and come in to every game and, you know, to score in each game. And now to try to build off of that, he's extremely hungry and motivated, and you can see his confidence is growing every day in training and every match. So I'm excited for where he's at, for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gabriel. And we'll wrap it up there. So we'll look forward to seeing you all tomorrow when we meet Halifax. It's 4 o'clock Pacific time. We'll see you then. Thanks, James.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, Trish.
Okay, bye.
Thank you.